Hi, this is number 5 on 12.5. An unknown metal has been found and the following experimental results have been tabulated in the table below. The table contains grams of an unknown metal and the volume in millimeters of water displacement. Find a linear model that expresses mass as a function of volume. Okay, so this is a little bit different. So really they're telling you which variable needs to be the independent variable, that's their x variable normally, and which variable needs to be your dependent variable, your y normally. Okay, and that they, in that last sentence, they tell you that. Get this out of the way. They tell you a linear model that expresses the mass as a function of volume. So that means they want the mass equals a function, and the input into that function is volume. So usually the function notation is f of x, or it's always the independent variable going in, and your independent variable going in and dependent variable coming out. So it's usually, so it looks like the mass is our y and the volume is our x. So they actually have it a little bit backwards here, that this should be our x and that should be our y. So it's probably better to have this be your L1. You always usually put your independent variable in L1 and your dependent variable in L2. So that might be a problem that is with what's going on with this problem. Like there might be, usually they don't do it. They list just normally, they list the independent variable, or your x, normally typically your x variable in the first column and your y variable in the second column, but I'm not sure why they're trying to trip you up on this problem. But anyways, so, and me too, when I enter in my first value is going to be the volumes. So I'm going to enter the same data into class calc, and you could use your TI-84 calculator and do stats, edit, and then enter in for your L1 and your L2. In your L1, you'll do the volumes. So I go to stat, I click at the bottom I open up, go to classcalc.com/graphing-calculator, and then I click on the 2 double arrows at the bottom. I do stats, click on stats, and then I click on advanced, and then I click on LIN/REG for linear regression. The first is they usually want the independent variable, or your x value. So we're going to put in the 157-172.2, and then 180.6, 188.5, 204.1, 215.9, 223.1. I think I got it all. Okay, that's my first. And then the second here, I'm gonna do the 20, 21.5, 20, 23, 24.5, 26, 27.5, and 29. Okay, and there's my line. So plugging in, and they want us to be accurate to 3 decimal places. So they're saying the volume equals. So they're going to want this. Oh dear. I think that they actually may have done this incorrectly, and I think they did the grams as the independent and the volume as dependent, possibly. So they may have mixed this up because that's what it looks like they appeared to do. So this let's do this opposite. Let's plug in because it's very weird. Usually just always assume this first column is the independent variable, and they're kind of tripping you up, and I think they should even trip their own self up when they did this problem. So I have to get all these to move this window. Let's try it doing the other way. And I hate to like have to enter all those numbers again, but let me. So if you did it my way, then I feel like you knew what you were doing, and I feel like they kind of messed up on this problem, but unless I just did a number in wrong, possibly, which might be the case as well. $223.1, $215.1, $204.1, $185, $186 and $172.2, $157. Okay, that was fine. 20, 21.5, 23, 24.5, 26, 27.5, 29. Okay. All right. So I didn't put it in wrong. I think they want us to do it the other way. I think even though they told us to do it this way, I think that they really want us to do it the other way. So stats, advanced, linear regression. And so I'll put input, this time I'm going to do the grams in my first column, 21.5, 23, 24.5, 26, 27.5, 29. Okay, now let's do the second group of numbers. $157, 172 point. Sorry guys, you can fast forward this. 172.2, 180.6, 188.5, 204. I need to get faster at like a number key. 215.9, 223.1. Okay. Oh, and that's a way different number. Okay, I'm probably just making a mistake. Oh, because of this number. Because of this number here, it has missing a decimal. Okay. There's the line they wanted us to have. Now, just so that you know, they did this incorrectly right there. This line they did incorrectly. They should have said, we want a linear function that expresses volume as a function of mass. That's what how they should have said it. And they mixed it up. And they stayed consistent with usually keeping, you know, the X in the first column and Y in the second column. They stayed consistent there, but they mixed up their words up there. Anyways, so this is what they would have gotten. So that makes sense. And then here's the part B. If the mass is unknown, if the mass is an unknown metal is 18, using your unrounded equation for this predicted value, find its predicted value, predicted volume. So the mass, since we did it, now the mass is X and the volume is the Y. So yeah. Oh, and they even, okay, so they just want you to ignore, what I would do is I would ignore this statement and I would listen to this statement where X is the grams of unknown metal. Okay, so they kind of, they say this statement up here, but it's misleading. And then later down here, they kind of tell you when they say where X is the grams of metal, that tells me that the independent variable needs to be grams. So this needs to be our X, the grams needs to be our X. So it's like they said, they're kind of misleading up here in the beginning. If you kind of ignored that, then I'm sure this made sense. But down here, they are asking for something different than the equation they're talking about up here. So, okay. So what we need to do here is plug 18 in because they say it's a mass and our masses are the X values. We need to plug 18 in for X. So we have this equation, 17.361905, or 7 times by X, so times by 18, and that's equal to the volume, or Y. That's 11.261899. So let's get the class calculator to do this for us. Oh, let's go down here. So 7.361905 times 18. Sometimes I just press enter and be done with that. And then I take that same answer, 132.51429, and then add the 11.261899, I believe. What is it up there? Yeah. And so we get an answer of 143.7761. Let's see if that's the, and they said round it to 1 decimal place. So you would round it, you look at the 2 and then see, look at the number right to the right and say, okay, that's 5 or greater. So we add 1 to the 2, and so we have it. Oh, I'm sorry, we're looking at 143.77. So we look at the 7 and look at the number of the right of the 7, it's greater than 5, so you add 1, so it's 143.8 is our answer, and that's what we get. All right. Sorry for the confusing message that they sent you in the beginning here, but at least they cleared it up with exactly what they wanted down here, but still it was confusing. Sorry about that. All right, have a great day. Bye.